Hey guys, thank you so much for tuning in today. It's me, Diana Paquet. I am on video. This is maybe my fifth time making it. I am definitely not an old hand at this at all. I'm still trying to figure out all the ins and outs of recording. I've got a new app I'm recording on, and now I'm worried about lighting and actually being on camera, which is a new thing for me. But I do like to learn, and I feel like I've got something inside of me that I want to teach, several things. I feel like I have a lot of life experiences, and I thought it would be great to come on today to talk about muddling through in a messy way, even though there's a lot of fear, even though it's not exactly how you planned it. And I don't know, at the end of the day, I have to start somewhere. So I've been starting, but when I look at the videos that I'm creating, the background isn't exactly what I was thinking. I don't look like it on camera the way I had hoped to look. And it's just a lot of extra work and effort. So I'm trying to figure out how to fit that into what used to be. I would come up into my room. This is my room, by the way. I would come up into my podcasting studio / bedroom, get my little microphone, plug it into my phone, which I don't have it plugged in right now. Hold on one second. Okay, now it's plugged in, but I think I'm recording on the backside, so you can see my TV and my old janky 1990s face and my kids' books. So hold on, I'm going to turn the camera around again. Okay, now I'm back. I'm stepping over lighting cords. It's a lot to figure out, but at the end of the day, I'm here, right? I'm here, I'm trying, and I think that so many of you can relate to the fact that there is something that you want to do, and I don't care whether it's learning how to ride horses, I don't care whether it's dating, writing a book, building a house, learning to drive a car. You have to start messy. It's not perfect. It's not even really a viable product when you first start, right? Like you stick a kid behind the car, and the first time they're like freaked out. One of my kids had a panic attack. I'm like, you're fine. It's fine. We're like literally not even going 2 miles an hour. It feels overwhelming. Why does it feel overwhelming? Because when our brain is doing something new, it says, this might kill us. This might be something chasing us, and it freaks us out. It's a defense mechanism. It's your brain trying to take care of you. But if we can push past that fear and get to the other side and like, I know I'm going to look at this video later and laugh and learn something. I know I'm going to get better for the next time. And I know I'm going to have a sense of pride for at least giving it a shot, right? I also wanted to say that there's this standard that we sometimes as humans hold ourselves to, or we compare. Social media is great for like making us feel like complete shit because we compare ourselves to other people. But there is this comparison thing that we do that it's like, well, what will people think? Oh, well, I'm not as good as her. I'm not as cute as her. I'm not as young or as old or whatever the thing is as her or him. And if we can sort of rein that in and compare ourselves to what we were doing 5 years ago, I'm really proud of myself for how far I've come in the last 5 years. I started making my podcast 4 years ago. 4 years ago, I had a little girl who was three-ish. I had a hip injury, and so that was one of the reasons. Gosh, it's almost 5 years ago I started that podcast. I didn't know how to record it. I didn't know how to edit it. I didn't know how to make graphics for it. I didn't know how to find an audience. I didn't even use a microphone. My husband got me a microphone as a gift later, and it worked. It worked for me for those 4 years in that way. It was simple. I went in, I did it twice a week. I spoke from the heart. I ended up meeting this like amazing group of people from all over the world that would reach out and say, oh my gosh, I'm from Australia. I found you randomly. That podcast that you said about your health journey touched me so much because I'm going through the same thing. I'm yo-yo dieting in the same way that you talked about. So the benefits that podcasting have brought to me and the being able to look back and realizing I started messy. It wasn't perfect. It's still not perfect. And now I'm asking myself to jump up to the next thing, which is filming on video, being able to put these on YouTube and kind of get past some of that like nervousness, that anxiety where I'm like, I don't know about that. Like, I don't know what that's going to be like. And then to be honest, like I'm not techie. So I mean, I'm like, okay, well, I know how to edit audio, but like now I'm going to have to edit video. Okay, I can figure it out, right? I can figure it out. And my mental talk makes a big difference. Okay, I used to know how to post on Spotify, and it worked with my family schedule because I could be like a month ahead and post in the future, oh, I want it to come out on Mondays and Wednesdays at 6:30 a.m. And I figured out how to do it, but I didn't always know how to do it, right? So realizing like, even though I don't have the answers, I can figure it out. There is the World Wide Web, there's Google with all the answers. I have a partner who's very supportive, who can help me out. And I have people in my community who are in my corner that can do this with me and help me answer questions. But mostly I can rely on myself. And that feels really good. I did want to say, because I do meet a lot of people, I work behind the chair in a salon. I've worked for years. I've owned salons for years. I'm friendly with neighbors. I have a large friend group of people. I talk to a lot of people, and I have a pretty active social media life. That I feel like fear is the thing that holds us back from doing that next thing or keeps us stuck in something. And you don't have to live like that. You can find a way to do something different and achieve those goals. Or even sometimes it's not even the achievement of the goal. It's not like making the money. It's not getting the thing. It's not dating that person. It's just that you're trying, that you're putting your hat in the ring, that you're dipping your toe in the water. So I will say that I know I've been through times before where I'm like, all that fear, all that fearful talk. I can't do it. I shouldn't do it. What if this? What if that? I recently had that happen for me. There's a woman named Amy Porterfield. She does something called Digital Course Academy. I followed her for years, like probably 6 years now. I've been following her and watching what she does online and thinking about what a way to serve people, to be able to come online into your phone and tell people, hey, I've got a course and I can talk to you about how to make friendship really, really meaningful in middle life. And I know I've been through that. I've had friendship circles that I've either outgrown or I've moved geographically. There's lots of reasons that you need to regenerate new friendship. And we don't really think about that because like when we're little kids, we have friends from school and our moms put together play dates. And then in college, of course, everyone, like there's so many, that's the main thing you're doing is trying to extend your childhood, get your education and like be social, right? But after that, sometimes we move to a different state. Sometimes that's what happened to me. I married someone and I moved to Georgia. And it took me 2 years. I wasted 2 years. I wasted 2 years before I met a close friend that I could be in community with, share my feelings, talk it out, be a new bride, and kind of talk about all those weird things that happen in those first few years of marriage. So I will say that watching Amy Porterfield's course and thinking like, oh, what course would I teach? And of course, there's like, I could teach about adoption and going through foster care. I could teach about parenting a large family, blending a large family, making a successful second marriage. I've lost 85 pounds and kept it off and kept in shape. There's lots of things that I could teach and want to talk about. But if I had to say one thing that I'm nailing and that has been like, I know how to do this and I'm doing it in a way that's working for me and that I'm freaking enjoying so much, I would say it's my friendships. I had a friendship group that it all kind of fell apart in 2019, 2020. That whole group of friends, it just was not a fit anymore for them or for us. And it dissolved. And because of this one friendship that dissolved, a lot of other friendships dissolved. And I remember it wasn't like I didn't have any other friends. I did have other friends, and I started kind of going through the paces of like spending time with new people and putting new people on my emergency forms when like it was like a big friend breakup. It was pretty heartbreaking. And as wasn't like an overnight thing, but over the last 5 years or so, we have locked into these friendships and kept adding new friendships that are totally different, totally based on who we want to be, which is positive, people who give back, people who have fun. I want to have fun. I don't want to gossip. I want to have a good time. People who do cool things, who are open to new things, who are innovative, who are networky. We've made friendships like that. And so I know how to do that. So when I think about taking that digital course academy, I'm like, yeah, but that would be messy, right? The first thing that comes up for fear is around that is fear. I'm terrified. Like it's not an inexpensive course to take. It's modules that would be over, I think it's 11 or 12 weeks. And I have to put a big chunk of change down. And it's not like it's going to keep me from making my house payment or my car payment, but there's a lot of fear like, okay, now I'm putting skin in the game. I've been thinking about doing this thing and I've been dabbling in my brain about doing this thing. I've been talking about doing this thing. I've been getting encouragement from those networky friends, but I haven't actually swiped the card or put the numbers in to actually do the thing. And it's based in fear because I know that this course would be good for me. So today, while I'm podcasting, in my podcasting studio, and I don't know if you guys can see down there, but that's all the paintings that are supposed to be back up against here. That's my backdrop, and we haven't gotten around to it yet. Messy, right? And I could have woken up this morning and been like all in fear and just been like, no, I don't want to do it today. But today I had time. I had the resources. I had it planned out on my calendar. I knew that everyone was going to be gone out of the house, was going to be quiet. There was going to be nobody here, no bug guys coming to spray for bugs, nothing like that. So I knew I had the space. And so I did it, but I did it messy, right? Even though it's kind of scary. I want to be all put together. I'm just not. That's who I am. I have 5 kids. If I had to describe myself, I'd say I am incredibly cool. I'm a good friend. I'm a good mom, but I'm kind of sometimes a mess. Like I don't have it all together. I'm trying, but I don't want to waste any more of my time. I'm 52 years old. I don't want to waste any more of my time being fearful and letting that stop me. So today I'm actually signing up for that course so that I can learn how to teach courses, so that I can learn how to put my thoughts and my energy and some of these things I've been doing for the last 4 or 5 years into modules and get better at serving and letting people know about some of the knowledge that I have in my head. And I'm totally scared. I'm totally fearful to do it. I've never spent this kind of money on education since my parents spent money for me in college. Just haven't really bet on myself in that way. I've bet on myself for hairdressing and taken some educational classes and put money behind that. But I'm like, of course I'll make it back. Like, you make money doing hair, but can I make money doing this? Can I actually be good enough to serve people and make a consistent income with it? And I think I can. So anyway, this is the story of me being fearful and taking that step anyway. And I got to tell you guys, I've seen this play out so many times in my life. I met a guy in the 90s, married him, didn't really know him, moved to Georgia. If I didn't take that leap of faith and get out there and do that, I never would have had my first 2 kids, Cooper and Scarlett. And they are beautiful, amazing people that I can't imagine my life without. And without taking these steps towards the unknown in some ways, I wouldn't have married a second time. And that brought me 3 children that I wasn't expecting. So I just think it's important to ask yourself, my girlfriend sent me this list this morning because I talked to her about it yesterday. I know she's done some certifications online. And she sent me this list, like, what do you think you're going to stand to gain if you take this leap of faith and get out of fear and bet on yourself? And I think I could learn how to do something new that I want to do, that I'm interested in. I think I would be giving myself a chance. I think I would be betting on myself. And she's going through that. I can't remember all the questions, but going through that list of questions, I was like, yeah, the more I sort of went through the questions and thought about it, I'm like, I think this is my time and I think that this is what I want to do. So anyway, that being said, I want to thank you so much for being here with me today. I am very excited about the future. I'm very excited about creating content for you that's meaningful, that will help you, that might make you sometimes self-helpy stuff. I'm reading it and I'm like, why are you reading a decluttering book, Diana? You're really good at decluttering. Sometimes I'm reading it because I want a pat on the back. So some of my stuff will be stuff that you're already doing great at, that you're like, ooh, got that down. And then you take that thing that you've got down and you build the next thing on it. And you build the next thing on it. And you can level up your happiness so that you are doing all that you want to do. If what you want to do is, work 10 hours a week and be able to relax the rest of the week, or be able to be there for your children or your parents or whatever it is, you get to build the life that you want. And that's what I'm trying to do with my life. So anyway, thank you so much for listening, and I will look forward to talking to you next time.